what we understand by democracy. First of all, democracy as a form of government. This is the first manifestation of democracy as a form of government. Now, when we say democracy as a form of government, what is there in democracy? Here, basically, the features can be the presence of more than one political party, the government is elected through regular elections, then the election is based on universal adult suffrage, suffrage, franchise, right to vote are the same words. So, suffrage or franchise or the voting rights to all the adults. It can be 21 years in some countries, it can be 18 years in some countries, as in India, and universal. This voting right should be given to the adults of all the religions, all the caste, race, or sex. There cannot be any discrimination in this regard. Then, freedom of press, then rights and liberties, enjoyed by the people, then rule of the majority, but there is recognition of minority rights. This is democracy as a form of government. So, straightforward question will be there in the preliminary examination, that which of the following is a feature of liberal democracy. So, these are the features of liberal democracy. So, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, such questions can be there. This is the first aspect of democracy, democracy as a form of government. Then democracy as an ideal. Now, when we say democracy as an ideal, we are talking about a democratic society. What is a democratic society? Democratic society is that society where prevails justice, liberty, and equality. So here we are talking about the virtue, the values. So this is the substance of democracy. Here it is the procedural aspect, and here the substance of democracy. You may have heard or you may hear that even if monarchy is there in a country, means the king is there, but the people of that country must be praising their king also. We say that monarchy is dictatorship, but the people of that country, they may be saying, oh, our king, he is a democrat. He is a democrat. So basically, here when we talk about democracy as an ideal, means the king, he gives importance to the principles of liberty. He treats everyone equality and justice is imparted to everyone. That is democracy as an ideal. Then when we say democracy, another thing that comes in our mind is democracy is based on rational thinking. It is based on rational thinking. Why we say it is based on rational thinking? As the decisions are arrived at through discussion. Such type of statements may be there in your question paper. That which of the following is correct regarding democracy? The success of democracy depends on the rationality of the people. Such type of statements will be there. Or democracy is based on rational thinking. Now, this was an idea related to democracy. That what is the meaning of the concept democracy? If we talk about the countries who have adopted democracy, there has been observed two types of democracies. Direct democracy and indirect democracy. Direct democracy means there is direct participation of the people in the process of governance. Then when we say indirect democracy, it is rule through the representatives of the people. It is also known as representative democracy. Most of the countries, they have adopted indirect democracy, including India. When we talk about United States of America, in America, people elect the American president every 4 years. They elect the members of the Senate. They elect the members of the House of Representatives. And then after that, they take a rest. And the laws are made by the legislature and the executive implements it. And after 4 years again, they elect the president. In our country, we elect the members of the Lok Sabha every 5 years, and the political party or the coalition which has got majority in the Lok Sabha, its members become the members of the executive. They take the decisions, the legislature makes the laws for us, and we take rest. So it is rule through the representatives of the people. We do not directly take part in the decision making process, in the process of governance. We are aware about this system because this system is prevalent in India, that is the concept of representative democracy or indirect democracy. Most of us may not be aware about direct democracy. And you may be thinking that this we may be knowing, indirect democracy, but how this direct democracy works. So, we have got some devices of direct democracy. Initiative, referendum, recall, and plebiscite. These are the 4 devices of direct democracy. Straightforward questions will be there in the prelims examination, that which of the following is or is not a device of direct democracy. So the four devices are there before you. Now, some of you may be reading the subject for the first time. You may not have even heard about such type of terms. For those students, I will try to make the things easier. Initiative. Initiative is a device by which people initiate the laws to be made. What I said? Initiative is a device by which the people initiate the laws to be made. The initiative will be taken by the people that we want such laws. They will not draft the bill, but they will request. And the request has to be by the majority of the voters. It is not that 10, 20, 30, 100, 1000 people will go to the government, hey, we want a law on this. If the majority of the voters, they request the state, then the state will make laws. In indirect democracy, what happens? We do not participate in the law-making process. The government decides that what laws have to be made. Then, after that, the parliament passes the bill. Then we come to know that, okay, such type of laws have been made. Then, when we talk about referendum, referendum is a device by which the laws made by the state are referred to the people for their approval. What I said? Referendum is a device by which a law made by the state is referred to the people for their approval. In indirect democracy, what happens? We come to know about the law after the law is passed. The president signs, it is notified. But in indirect democracy, the state will make the law, then it will be referred to the people. And as elections takes place, there will be booth. People will come and they will take yes or no. And if the majority of the voters say yes, then only the law will be implemented. So, initiative and referendum. Then when we talk about this recall, recall, as the name suggests, it is a device by which the elected representatives can be called back. So, if the majority of the voters, they feel that their representative is not doing well, he is not up to their expectation, they can pass a resolution and he will be called back, means he will be recalled. And plebiscite. Plebiscite is a device by which the views of the people can be ascertained on an issue of political importance. I repeat, plebiscite is a device by which the views of the people can be ascertained on an issue of political importance. Suppose if a question is asked to the people of Jammu and Kashmir that whether Jammu and Kashmir should be given autonomy or not, it will be a plebiscite. Generally, people, they use the word referendum and plebiscite simultaneously. It's not like that. Both are two different concepts. Referendum, a law is made, it is referred to the people for their approval. Plebiscite, law has not been made, an open-ended question. An open-ended question. Now, you can be thinking that where this direct democracy is used. Direct democracy is feasible only when there is small population, and there should be homogeneity in population. It is not feasible in large countries with diversity. So it is not feasible in India. Initiative and referendum are in practice in Switzerland for constitutional laws. If the Constitution of Switzerland is to be amended, then first of all, the people will take the initiative. After that, the Constitution will be amended, and after the amendment of the Constitution, it will be referred back to the people for their approval. That as per your request, we have amended this provision, whether you approve it or not. Then, if we talk about Switzerland itself, it is only in constitutional cases that initiative and referendum is used, not for the ordinary laws, only for constitutional laws. Ordinary laws, day-to-day laws. It is not that every other day the people will go there, hey, you make laws on this. It cannot be done. But there the cantons have been given the freedom. Cantons means the states. In India, we call them as states, units. And in Switzerland, they are known as cantons. So the cantons, they have been given the freedom. That is, you can have the initiative and referendum in both. That is, in case of constitutional laws as well as the ordinary laws. That is referendum and initiative. We have also seen that referendum is in practice in certain cases in France also. In France, the French president can refer a constitutional amendment bill passed by the French legislature to the people for their approval in a national referendum. Then, if an international treaty or an agreement has been signed by the French president, the French president can refer it for the approval of the people. And not only this, as per the French constitution, any bill on social security passed by the French legislature has to be referred to the people in a national referendum. Now, you may be thinking that why it is not feasible in India. You see, 2 points I had told you earlier. That is, it is not feasible in the states having large population and where diversity is there. Because there will be clash of demands also. And you see, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, India is divided in the name of religion, caste, then regional aspirations are there. So, it is not possible to have referendum or initiative. You see, in our country, what happens? One group calls for Bharat Bandh. Why? We want reservation. The other group, Bharat Bandh, we oppose reservation. Now you see. So how initiative? When we talk about referendum, what is required in referendum is an awareness among the people with respect to the issues. In India, where people do not get 2 square meals a day, how they can take such, we can say, they will have such awareness. People are illiterates also. Illiteracy rate is also there. Not only this, even if a person has got some educational qualifications, means is so-called educated, he may not be aware about the issues also. For example, you see that the Parliament has replaced the Criminal Procedure Code, the IPC, and the Evidence Act. The new laws have been made. How many of us are aware? We are also educated. How many of us are aware about those laws, the technicalities of those laws? So we call ourselves as educated and we lack in awareness about it. How we should expect the common man, the illiterates, who will go and say yes or no. So referendum is also not feasible here.